When I found my wife gripping that crumpled clinic printout with white knuckles, I knew our 7-year marriage was over. But I never imagined the STD test result in her hands would lead me to destroy not just one marriage, but 2. And the man involved? He was sitting at my dinner table just last week. I'm Noah, and this is how I discovered my wife Sophie's betrayal, blew up 2 families, and learned that revenge is a dish best served cold. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, leave a comment below and subscribe to this channel for more infidelity stories and cheating wife stories on YouTube. I came home that evening expecting nothing out of the ordinary. The house was too quiet. No sounds of the TV, no music playing, not even the usual clicking of Sophie's laptop keys. Just silence. I stepped into the living room, tossing my keys onto the coffee table, and that's when I saw her sitting on the couch, knees pulled up to her chest, arms wrapped around herself. Her face was pale, and there was this strange, vacant look in her eyes. "What's wrong?" I asked. She didn't answer, just sat there, staring at nothing. My stomach twisted a little. Sophie was never like this. She was sharp-tongued, always full of opinions, the kind of woman who had a comeback for everything. Seeing her like this was off. I walked closer. That's when I saw the crumpled piece of paper in her hands. She gripped it so tightly her knuckles were white. "Sophie!" My voice was sharper this time. "What the hell is going on?" She blinked as if noticing me for the first time, then wordlessly extended the paper toward me. My heartbeat picked up as I took it from her. The first thing I saw was the letterhead of a medical clinic. My eyes scanned down, and then I stopped breathing. Positive. It was an STD test result. "Sophie, how the hell did this happen?" My voice was eerily calm, but inside a storm was brewing. She didn't answer immediately, just swallowed hard and ran a shaking hand through her hair. I don't know," she stammered. A bolt of fury shot through me. "You don't know?" My voice rose, sharp and disbelieving. "Sophie, are you seriously about to sit there and tell me you don't know how you got an STD?" I took a step forward. She shrank back into the couch. "Tell me the truth now." She opened her mouth, then closed it again. And that's when it hit me like a freight train. The wedding 2 weeks ago. She had gone to New Orleans for her friend's wedding, a weekend trip, just her and a few of her college friends. She had sent me pictures, selfies with the bride, boomerangs of champagne toasts, blurry snaps of a crowded dance floor. She had come home exhausted, slept for almost a full day, and brushed off any questions I had about the trip with vague, lazy answers. And now this. I felt sick. "New Orleans? That's it, isn't it? That's where this happened?"
"No."
She burst out too quickly, too desperately.
"I swear I didn't."
"Shut up!" My voice was sharp as a blade. I turned away, running a hand down my face, trying to stop my thoughts from spiraling. My wife, she had done this. She had gone to that wedding, lied to my face, and now she was sitting here trying to act like she had no idea how this happened. And then, like she had suddenly found her footing, her expression changed.
"I don't know why you're freaking out,"
she snapped.
"This doesn't mean anything. The test could be wrong, or maybe you gave it to me."
"I'm getting tested," I said, my voice cold. "And if I don't have it, you're done lying to me." She didn't reply, just looked away, jaw tight. I turned and walked out. I needed answers. I drove straight to the clinic, my mind running 100 miles per hour. Sophie was lying to me. I knew it. The test was quick, a blood draw, a few awkward questions from the doctor, and then I was out of there. Results in a few days. I didn't need them to know the truth, though. Sophie had cheated on me. I sat in the car, breathing heavy. I needed proof, not just a medical test, something undeniable, something she couldn't spin or manipulate. I drove home slowly, taking the long way, trying to clear my head. By the time I pulled into the driveway, the lights inside were still on. She was waiting for me.
Well,
She asked, her voice clipped and defensive.
did you get tested?
I tossed my keys onto the counter. Yeah. She nodded as if that proved something.
Good.
I exhaled slowly, staring at her. Why don't you just tell me the truth, Sophie? She rolled her eyes.
I already did. I don't know how this happened.
I scoffed. So what? You expect me to believe a magical STD just appeared out of nowhere? She shifted uncomfortably.
Maybe I had it before we met and it just…
My voice came out sharper than I intended. We've been together for 7 years. You think it just now decided to show up? Her lips pressed together. She knew I had her, but instead of admitting it, she did what she always did when backed into a corner. She got nasty.
You know what? You're being really frigging paranoid right now.
She snapped.
I told you the truth. If you don't believe me, that's your problem.
You cheated on me. I didn't ask it.
I didn't damn cheat on you.
She shouted, jumping to her feet. Her hands were clenched into fists at her sides, her chest rising and falling rapidly. She was lying, and I knew it because Sophie only screamed when she was guilty. I stared at her for a long moment, letting the silence stretch between us. Then, slowly and deliberately, I pulled out my phone. Her eyes flicked to it, wary.
What are you doing?
I'm going to find out who it was. Her face went pale. I opened our AT&T family plan account. Sophie didn't know much about tech. She probably thought deleting messages or call logs from her phone made them disappear forever. But I had access to everything. I scrolled through the account details, and that's when I saw it. A second line under her name, activated 10 days ago, that she'd never mentioned to me. My blood ran cold. I copied the number. Carrier logs on the primary line go back 90 days. The same number had been pinging since May. Whose number is this? I asked, holding up the screen. Her lips parted slightly, but she forced herself to stay neutral.
I don't know. Must be spam.
I stared at her. Then I had an idea. We'd set up Find My iPhone years ago, family sharing for emergencies. I pulled it up on my phone, logging in with her Apple ID. 2 devices showed up under her account, her main phone and another one. I hit play sound on the second device. Somewhere in the house, a muffled ringing started, from our bedroom. Sophie's eyes widened in pure panic. Before I could react, she bolted, sprinting down the hallway. I was right behind her, adrenaline kicking in. She reached our bedroom first, yanking the door open so hard it slammed against the wall. She dove toward her nightstand, but I was faster. I grabbed her wrist, yanking her back. "Whose phone is that?" She thrashed in my grip.
Let go.
I released her just long enough to lunge for the drawer. Inside was a cheap iPhone, still ringing. I grabbed it before she could. "Stop lying to me," I roared. For the first time, she stilled, chest heaving. There was fear in her eyes now. Real fear. I unlocked the phone. No password. Idiot. The call log was right there, and at the very top, in the frequent contacts, was one name. Ethan. I froze. Ethan, our friend, our married friend Ethan, who had been at the wedding in New Orleans. Ethan, whose wife Kara was one of Sophie's closest friends. Ethan, who had been in my house dozens of times. Ethan. My voice came out quiet, too quiet. Sophie didn't answer. I pushed past her, walking out of the bedroom without another word. Sophie scrambled after me.
Where are you going?
I ignored her, moving down the hall. She wasn't apologizing. She wasn't crying. She wasn't even sorry. She was angry, like I was the one who had done something wrong. I let out a quiet laugh, shaking my head. "You really don't give a crap, do you?" She crossed her arms.
What do you want me to say, Noah? You want me to cry? To beg? To act like some pathetic spouse groveling for forgiveness?
She let out a sharp, bitter laugh.
Not going to happen.
I exhaled slowly, dragging a hand down my face. Unbelievable.
You think I don't know about the way you look at other women?
She accused, stepping closer.
You think I haven't seen the way you flirt with waitresses, with your coworkers? God, Noah, you act like you're so perfect, but newsflash, you're not.
I stared at her in sheer disbelief. Are you seriously trying to justify cheating on me by saying I smiled at a waitress? She shrugged again, lips twisting into something that almost looked like a smirk.
I'm just saying maybe you should look in the mirror before you go acting all high and mighty.
Something in my chest snapped. I took a slow, deliberate step forward. Sophie held her ground, chin tilting up in defiance. You cheated on me, I said, voice like steel. And not just with anyone. With our friend. With a guy whose wife trusts you. A guy who has been in our house, sat at our dinner table, smiled in my face. I leaned in, lowering my voice to a whisper. And you don't even feel bad about it. For the first time, she looked away, just for a second, but it was enough. I pulled back, exhaling slowly. My hands were steady now, my heart beat even, because I had just made a decision. Sophie noticed the shift immediately, her eyes narrowed.
What?
I met her gaze. You'll see. Then I grabbed my keys, walked out the door, and drove straight to Kara. Kara opened the door, wearing an oversized sweater and leggings, her blonde hair pulled into a messy bun. She looked surprised to see me standing there, my face probably a mask of barely contained fury.
Noah.
She tilted her head, confusion flickering across her face.
Hey, what's going on?
I didn't answer right away. Instead, I took a slow, steady breath, gripping the doorframe so tightly my fingers ached. Is Ethan home? Kara frowned.
No, he's working late. Why?
Perfect. I exhaled sharply, nodding to myself. Can I come in? She hesitated just for a second, but then stepped aside.
Yeah, of course.
I walked in, the scent of cinnamon candles hitting me immediately. Their house was spotless, a warm, cozy home, the kind of place built on trust, on years of love and partnership. It made me sick to my stomach. I turned to face her. She was still watching me carefully, concern now creeping into her expression.
Noah, you're scaring me a little. What's going on?
I stared at her, at the way her brows furrowed slightly, at the way she hugged her arms to herself like she was bracing for something bad. I hated what I was about to do, but she needed to know. I reached into my pocket and pulled out Sophie's second phone. Then, without a word, I unlocked it, scrolled to the call log, and handed it to her. She took it hesitantly, glancing at the screen. Her eyes flicked over the name at the top. Ethan. I watched the blood drain from her face.
What? What is this?
My throat felt tight. It's Sophie's other phone. Her lips parted slightly, like she wanted to say something but didn't know how.
Tell me, this isn't what I think it is.
I swallowed hard, my jaw clenching. Sophie got tested for an STD today, I said, my voice flat. She came up positive. Kara inhaled sharply, taking a half step back like I had just physically struck her.
Oh my God!
I nodded grimly. She tried to lie about it, gaslight me, said she had no idea how it happened. But when I checked our phone bill, I found this second line. I tracked it with Find My iPhone. This phone was hidden in our bedroom. Kara covered her mouth with one hand, her breathing turning ragged.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Kara. But she was already moving, already pacing, one hand fisting into her sweater as she shook her head violently.
This isn't... He wouldn't.
Her voice cracked. They would, I said. Nothing because we both knew they would.
Where is she?
She asked, her voice eerily calm. I exhaled. Home. Kara nodded once, then she stormed toward the front door, grabbing her coat off the hook. I followed her without hesitation, because if there was one thing I wanted more than anything right now, it was to watch Sophie's world burn. By the time we pulled into the driveway, my hands were itching to slam the door open, grab Sophie, and force her to look Kara in the eyes and admit it. But I didn't have to, because as soon as I unlocked the door, Kara shoved past me, storming inside like a hurricane.
Sophie!
Her voice rang through the house, sharp and venomous. For a second, there was nothing. Just silence. Then footsteps. Sophie appeared in the hallway, dressed in pajamas, her hair tied up in a messy bun. When she saw Kara, she stopped dead in her tracks, her face going slack.
Kara,
She said cautiously.
what are you doing here?
I know.
Kara said simply. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. Sophie blinked, trying to maintain her composure.
No what?
Kara's laugh was hollow, devoid of any warmth.
Don't. Don't you dare stand there and pretend you don't know why I'm here.
Kara, I really don't.
Stop lying.
Kara's voice cracked like a whip. Sophie actually took a step back.
For once in your pathetic life, stop damn lying to me.
I don't know what Noah told you, but
Kara reached into her pocket and threw Sophie's burner phone onto the floor between them. It clattered across the hardwood, spinning to a stop at Sophie's feet. The silence that followed was deafening.
Pick it up.
Kara commanded, her voice low and dangerous.
I don't.
Pick it up.
Sophie flinched but didn't move. Kara took another step forward, and I saw Sophie's hands start to shake.
3 months.
Kara whispered.
3 damn months you've been screwing my husband, in my bed, in hotels I probably paid for, while I was home with the kids, thinking my marriage was just going through a rough patch.
I had his iCloud on the family iPad. Timestamps showed this since May. Sophie swallowed hard.
Kara,
How long?
Kara's voice was barely controlled. Sophie's mouth opened, then closed.
How long?
it just.
If you say it just happened, I swear to God this ends right here.
Kara's whole body was vibrating with rage.
Nothing just happens for 3 months. Every text was a choice. Every meetup was planned. Every lie you told me about where you were, what you were doing, all choices.
You want to blame me?
Sophie's voice turned hard.
Maybe you should ask yourself why your husband came to me in the first place.
The room went absolutely still. Even I held my breath. Kara's face went white, then red.
What did you just say?
You heard me.
Sophie crossed her arms, lifting her chin.
Ethan was miserable. You treated him like a roommate, not a husband. When was the last time you actually...
You were in my house.
Kara snarled, her face inches from Sophie's.
You held my baby. You ate at my table. You listened to me cry about my marriage troubles, and then you went and screwed my husband.
Sophie's eyes were wide, gasping.
Kara,
My kids call you Aunt Sophie.
Kara's voice broke.
My daughter wants to be just like you when she grows up.
She released Sophie abruptly, shoving her away. Sophie stumbled, catching herself against the wall, her face red with anger and shame. For a moment, no one spoke. The only sound was heavy breathing. Then Kara straightened her shoulders and turned to me.
We're going to his office.
Sophie's breath hitched.
no, Kara, please.
Kara whirled back around.
Please, please. Did you say please when you were damn my husband? Did you think about please when you were sending him pictures while I was putting his kids to bed?
It wasn't like that.
Then what was it like, Sophie? Enlighten me. Tell me how accidentally falling on my husband's tool for 3 months works.
Kara turned back to me, her eyes blazing.
Let's go. Now.
Wait. Noah, please.
I stopped in the doorway, glancing back at her. She looked small now, pathetic, mascara running down her face.
Please.
She whispered.
Don't do this. We can work it out. We can go to counseling.
Counseling? I laughed bitterly. For what? To learn how to trust a snake? To practice forgiving someone who looked me in the eye every day for 3 months and lied?
I love you.
No. My voice was final. You love yourself. You love the life I gave you. You love having your cake and eating it too. But love me? You don't even know what that means. I turned away, and Kara and I walked out, leaving Sophie sobbing in the hallway. The drive to Ethan's office was silent except for Kara's controlled breathing. The building was mostly empty at this hour. Kara didn't knock, just threw his door open. Ethan looked up from his desk, his expression shifting from confusion to terror when he saw us.
Kara? Noah? What? Quotation mark.
Kara threw Sophie's phone onto his desk with a crack.
Baby, I can explain.
Don't call me baby.
Her voice was ice.
It wasn't supposed to happen.
3 months, Ethan. 3 months of lies.
Our marriage has been rocky.
So you screwed Sophie? Ethan flinched, running his hands through his hair.
Sophie and I understood each other.
Kara slapped the desk hard.
Understood each other? I've spent years supporting your career, raising our kids, being the perfect wife.
You never had time for me.
Because I was raising your children.
Kara pulled out her phone, showing him a photo. Him and Sophie in a hotel room, wedding ring absent.
Where did you...
iCloud storage. Family sharing. He never logged out. Joyce? It's Kara Mitchell. I need to file for divorce immediately. Adultery. I have proof.
As she laid out the evidence to her lawyer, I watched Ethan's life crumble in real time. When she hung up, he was pale.
The kids.
Don't use them as a shield.
She turned to leave, then paused.
Check your email.
His face went white reading it.
You sent this to everyone?
Just HR. I'm sure they'll be interested in your mentorship of female colleagues.
We left him scrambling for damage control. In the elevator, Kara finally broke, tears of years of trust dissolving.
Tomorrow it'll hurt less,
she said through tears. The war had begun. Sophie and Ethan thought they were so clever, so careful. They were about to learn that hell hath no fury, like two betrayed spouses working together. The next morning, I filed for divorce, froze our accounts, filed, froze cards, and moved to Reiki after the temporary order. She moved out within days. Sophie went from comfortable housewife to homeless in less than 24 hours. She tried calling, texting, showing up at my work. Each attempt was met with silence. The only communication would be through lawyers now. Ethan fared even worse. Kara's email had done its job. By noon, he was in emergency meetings with HR. By evening, his biggest clients were pulling their accounts. Turns out, nobody wants to trust their money to someone who can't even be trusted by his own wife. The beautiful part was how quickly their relationship crumbled under pressure. When the excitement of sneaking around was gone, when they had to face the reality of what they'd destroyed, they turned on each other like the selfish creatures they were. But the real satisfaction came 6 months later. Kara texted me.
You'll never guess what I just heard.
What?
Sophie and Ethan broke up. She's been trying to date, but somehow, everyone she matches with gets an anonymous message about her history.
I laughed. Karma's a witch.
Karma's a best friend with too much time and a grudge.
We met for coffee to celebrate our respective divorces being finalized.
Any regrets?
She asked. About the revenge? None. About trusting her in the first place? Every day.
I know what you mean.
She stirred her coffee thoughtfully. I keep wondering how I missed it, how I didn't see what kind of person Sophie really was.
Because we saw what we wanted to see. The friend, the wife, the partner, not the snake underneath.
Poetic, she smiled sadly. You know what the worst part is? I miss her. Not the real her. The her I thought she was. my best friend who didn't exist. I miss the Sophie I fell in love with. Problem is, I'm not sure she ever existed outside my imagination. We sat in comfortable silence, two survivors of the same war. Kara and I rebuilt. Not together. That would be too neat, too much like a movie. But parallel to each other, checking in, comparing notes, celebrating small victories. Two people who'd been to hell and back, determined not to let the experience define us. In the end, there was no shouting. I raised a glass to the only infallible thing. The bill always comes due. In the end, there was no shouting. I closed the door and raised a glass to the only infallible thing. The bill always comes due. If this story moved you, like this video and subscribe for more infidelity stories, cheating wife stories, lost love chronicles, and inspirational stories about finding the strength to start over.